Hi everyone, my name's Brett from Stir Crazy Cooking School, and welcome to another program of quarantine cooking. I think we're on about the 8th one now for the quarantine cooking. Yeah, we've made so much food, we're probably going to start a series called Lockdown Leftovers, but that'll come later. Okay, so today we are going to do quite a quick and easy recipe, but a nice recipe that is traditionally served over Easter. It's a typical Cape Malay dish. It's a pickled fish, and it's relatively simple to make. We did some research. We actually went into the shops today and looked at how much it costs in the shops, and it's about 130 Rand a kilo or so. And you can buy these fish fillets, so these frozen ones here, for about 78 Rand. Or you can get a kilo of fish for about 89, 90 Rand. Ideally, you want to try and get something that's quite a firm flesh fish, like king clip or blue. But yeah, the hake is perfect for this. But before I go ahead, I just want to remind you that tomorrow we're doing a braai pizza, with Jody. So he's going to be doing a braai pizza. And then on Friday we are doing nachos with a smoky beef sauce, which is going to be really cool. So look out for those two. Okay, so today our pickled fish, just zoom in on this. This is what it's going to look like. So we made a batch earlier, and that's what it's going to end up looking like. So we're just going to add to that batch. And these are the ingredients we're using today. So we've got a couple of hake fillets. These are frozen hake fillets if you manage to get from the shop. Onion, a bit of sugar. There's about 50 grams of sugar. Some garlic, a bit of turmeric. This is a curry powder, so a mild curry powder. Depending on how spicy you want your foods, you can actually change it to a medium, but I quite like a mild one. We've got some ginger, a bit of allspice, and this is a combination of ground cumin and coriander, and then some bay leaves, which we just sort of picked off our tree, and then some flour. And that's pretty much all the ingredients you need, other than a little bit of oil, and we've also got some deep frying oil here. So I'm going to start off just by chopping the onion, and the onion you want to leave in quite sort of large rings. Okay, so literally working with that sort of size, if you can see that. And we're going to just chop these up into rings, and then I'm going to stick these on the pan just to cook, and we're going to let these soften. As soon as it starts softening, then I'm going to start adding all the other ingredients in. And I'll explain a little why we cook the onion first. Let's get this guy in the go. I think our gas is out here. Okay, we'll do another one. Mika, won't you get this?
Put that on there.
Yeah, I'll put this one here. Alright, so we're going to cook the onions on this one, and then I'm going to swap that over later. Okay, so you're just going to add a little bit of olive oil in here.
On.
No, it's not on. Some olive oil. And then we're going to stick our onions in, and I'm just going to let those soften nicely to break it up a little bit so that we get it all over the place. So you can zoom in on that. Okay. And that's on a sort of a medium heat, not too hot. Alright, so while that's cooking, I'm going to prepare the rest of the stuff. So I'm going to just take some garlic. When we do garlic, I think Jody showed you guys yesterday, you just cut the ends off the garlic. And that's what holds it together. You're just going to take that, smash it quickly, not too hard, and then you can literally just pop the garlic out, just like that. And then we're just going to chop this up a little bit. And you can actually smash it a little bit more if you'd like to get some of the juices out, but this is plenty for what we're doing today. I'm not going to add the garlic in right now because otherwise it's going to burn. So I just want to wait for the onions to soften. And once the onions start softening, then I will add the garlic. Alright, so while the onion is cooking, I'm going to get the fish ready. I'm just going to take some paper towel. I'm going to dry the fish out a little bit. I'm just going to put it on the paper towel. And just flatten it a little bit, and you can see it just gets a bit more of that moisture out. Okay, and that's ready for cutting. And you want to cut these into reasonably large sizes. Okay, I'm also going to just season them a little bit with a bit of salt and pepper. There's two ways you can do this. Either you can season the fish, or you can actually season the flour. I quite like doing it this way. Okay. Right, so we're going to cut this into little sizes like that, little chunks. Okay, and as I said, you can use any fish. This is quite a nice firm fish. I was actually quite surprised because a lot of the time I find hake doesn't really hold together that well. Sometimes you get a hake that sort of falls apart, but this one's actually really good. Okay, so those sizes are perfect for what we need. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to chuck them into the flour. And in the meantime, I'm going to get the oil on the go. I'm just going to turn that on to stir this up a little bit. Okay, so this is going nicely. Right, so I'm going to get this oil going. Okay, so while that's all cooking, I'm just going to dust this. You can use any kind of flour. I know that some of you people are wheat intolerant, so you can actually use a potato flour, or you can even use a pea flour for this. And you just need to coat it lightly like that. Right, so the onions are ready. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the garlic. Let that cook for a minute or so. And I'm going to grate some ginger to put in there. So when you're grating ginger, I think I showed you last time, you can actually just take the whole ginger clove stalk, or what's it, a thumb, ginger thumb like this. And you literally just grate the whole thing like that, and all the hard bits stay outside, so you actually don't get those in, and all the little sinewy things. Okay, so you can see this, all the fibrous bits stay behind, and then you get this really nice clean garlic coming out of there. Ginger, sorry. I'm going to take that and tuck that in as well. Just mix that up a little bit. Okay, then I'm going to start adding my spices. So I'm going to add my coriander and cumin. I'm going to add my curry powder. And when you're cooking anything with curry or any sort of curry powder, what you want to do is you want to cook your onion first and then add your powders or your curry or chili or whatever it is you're doing. Because you can see the onion actually grabs hold of that. And the onion holds the flavor really nicely. Add my allspice and then some bay leaf. Okay, so that's all putting together. Then I'm going to add about 300 ml of white wine vinegar. Okay, and the white wine vinegar obviously is a preservative. And this allows you to keep your pickled fish in your fridge for about a week or so, which is great. What we're going to do now is we're going to just let this cook down and actually add a lot more. Then we're going to add the sugar, and the sugar is going to thicken it slightly, and also it's going to sweeten it slightly so that it's not as tart with the vinegar. We'll add the sugar into that. There's about 50 grams of sugar. Okay. Okay, and then we're just going to let that go. Right. Okay, so that's just going to sit and boil down. It's going to simmer quite nicely until that reduces. So I'm going to reduce it down to probably about half, and then you'll actually see how this thickens. Okay, I'm going to take this and I'm going to transfer it to the other pot. sorry, other cooker. Put our oil over here. I don't think this oil is hot enough yet. Okay, so we're going to let that sit for a little bit. Okay. Any fun facts anyone wants to know other than pickled fish? So pickled fish is actually really healthy for you. It's got a whole, obviously the preservatives in that are also good for digestives and that. And just traditionally, the Cape Malay people have it over Christmas and Easter as a celebratory dish. So yeah, literally you can keep this in your fridge for a week or so. We've got a cat who's just arrived.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah, so also what we're doing today is I'm drinking champagne. So if you look at the bottle here, this is a Graham-Beck Bliss. Just zoom in on this. It's called a Bliss Nectar. And when I found this bottle, I was quite surprised actually. I thought, look, I'm not a sweet wine drinker at all. I don't do sweet champagne. But this one I was really surprised. It's actually a Chardonnay Pinot Noir. And it's not like those really sort of pink, sweetish champagnes. It's actually really delicious. And this pairs fantastically well with the pickled fish. We're also going to try it with one or two other things. I think this will also go quite nicely with some desserts. But yeah, really try that out. It's a Bliss Nectar. Sounds sickly sweet. Promise you it's not. It's actually very, very palatable. It's delicious. Okay. So let's just give this a stir again. Okay, so how you test the oil, I'm just going to take a piece of fish. You can see this one's actually, yeah, that's bubbling quite nicely. I'm just going to prepare a plate here with some paper towel. So when the fish comes off, it's sitting on top of that. And I'm going to actually put a whole bunch of this stuff in at a time. And you want to get that nice sort of golden brown. Okay, that should be enough for now. I'm just going to add the other fish onto here. That's it. We've also heard that maybe they're going to relieve the ban on smoking in the next couple of days. Who knows? That would be quite nice for those people who smoke. Okay, so if you look here, this is holding together really nicely. And you don't need to cook it for too long. Okay, so that's pretty much ready. Take it off. That was literally about 2 minutes. Okay, I'm just going to put the other pieces in. These portable cookers are really good actually, guys. If anyone is interested in them, you can go and buy these portable cookers. I think they're probably about 250, 300 rand. It takes a little canister and they're brilliant for camping. So yeah, if you can find them, they're fantastic. And they heat up really nicely. Okay. So this sauce is coming along quite nicely. Just take a look there. Right, so that's pretty much at the stage you want to get it to. I'm just going to leave it on for another half a minute or so. Okay. Right, so what we do is also we're going to layer this. So we're going to take some fish and stick it into the bottom of this. So that's the first batch. Just going to give it a little bit of salt. And the second batch is ready to come out. Okay, here we go. Looks delicious. Okay, there we go. And this is also nice. It's not a very. It's not one of those things that you're going to put on a whole lot of weight, which is great because we're eating so much. We're trying to cut down on that. Okay, so you can see here. This is the sauce. Let's look at this nice yellowy color, and it smells fantastic. So I'm just going to take some of this and stick it over the top here. Put some over that fish. Just like that. And you need to get you have to use a ceramic bowl or a glass bowl, guys. You can't use a plastic bowl for this. Okay, so just the last bits of fish. Okay, and then we're going to stick that right over. And this can go into your fridge. It should actually go into your fridge straight away, and you should leave this for about 2 or 3 days, just so that the vinegars and the pickling agents can actually just do their work on the fish, and it'll obviously flavor the fish during that time as well. So there you are. There's your pickled fish. And yeah, guys, just a reminder that on Friday we're doing some tacos. I'm going to show you how to make tacos from just wraps. So if you don't have tacos, and tacos are quite expensive, so we've got quite a nice cheap option for it. Just pass me a taco over there, please, on the top. And so this is what they look like at the end. And then we're going to show you how to make some nachos as well. So get yourself some of these wraps. Okay, we're going to make some tacos with some smoky beef mince, and then some nachos as well, all from the same thing. So you're going to have a nice, yeah, sort of festive Friday recipe. Okay, thanks very much, guys, for watching.
Elaine says so enjoying your classes. Thank you.
And then, yeah, look out for the braai pizza with Jody tomorrow. And have a great evening. Cheers.